So I'll say this again, and I said this, everybody is our witness. I think Bo Nix is going to have the best rookie season of all the quarterbacks. Why? Because Caleb has a defensive coach. Jaden Daniels has a defensive coach. Drake May has a defensive coach. J.J. McCarthy's not going to play. He's injured, rehabbing. And Michael Penix, if he does play, I think he will eventually, has a defensive coach. Bo Nix has an offensive coach and a brilliant one. And it matters for young quarterbacks in this league. Not worth doing a segment. You know it, I know it, we all know it. It mattered. Jared Goff, Jeff Fisher, Jared Goff, Sean McVay. It helped. Bo Nix is also arguably the most accurate of all these quarterbacks with a brilliant offensive coach. And Sean Payton has relayed to me, kid can read a defense. Cognitively, he can read a defense. So he's going to be the best, most productive rookie quarterback. Have no idea year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but this year. And I know it's only week 2.
Okay. That's all he has to say about Bo Nix. And I wanted to really isolate that clip for a few reasons. Because I think it's pretty interesting. And as you guys all know, I'm super high on Bo Nix and what he's going to be able to do with Sean Payton. The issue was always, do they have the team now that they can actually really kind of hit the ground running? And it's interesting because Colin, though, said before that he predicted that Jaden Daniels, I think, was going to win offensive rookie of the year. I think is what he said. I could be wrong, but I don't think it was Bo Nix, though. I really do not think so. It's just kind of interesting that he's emphasizing this more now after week 1. And I think a lot of people are so quick to jump off these rookie quarterback trains for, after week 1, what happened. And a lot of people were quick to even bury Bo Nix, which really, I shouldn't say it surprised me, especially considering, I was inundated with so many people kind of bashing all of these rookies, Caleb, Jaden, and Bo Nix for that matter. And I had a whole, video talking all about how I think Bo Nix actually looked a lot better than people realize and yada, yada, yada. And I think this is where week 2 and onward is where we're going to just learn so much about who these quarterbacks are and who they have in their corner to help them develop. And that is where now Sean Payton is going to be second to no one in terms of any of these rookie quarterbacks and who they have. And it's why Colin keeps emphasizing the importance of having a great offensive coach. And it's why I also really echo that as well and try to emphasize that pretty much in plenty of my clips of just how important coaching is. We consistently downplay the importance of coaching, and I don't really fully understand why. A part of me, I think it's because many fans have just never really played sports at a high level, which again is totally okay. But I think that they were probably never really exposed to real coaches that have had high levels of success themselves, who have really, their purpose is to really help you succeed and get you to the next level. And most people who have maybe played sports at a lower level had random dads be their coach, right? Like guys who can teach you and help you and stuff, but it's never really true elite coaches that really truly make you better, make you fundamentally a better player, better athlete, understand the game more, teach you things that you're not going to get anywhere else. You're just not, right? I can't watch YouTube videos or have a random dad teach me what Andy Reid can teach me. You just can't. It's just not going to happen. And so there's all different degrees of coaches. And of course, not everyone is going to be Andy Reid, and not everyone needs to be to the level of, say, an Andy Reid. And that's where I kind of want to talk about Sean Payton real fast, because people are so quick to say he's not that good, he's overrated, he's this. And let's just say for fun that that's true, which I disagree with. But let's just say for fun it's true. It doesn't take away that he is obviously a significantly higher above average offensive-minded coach. If you want to say he's nowhere near Andy Reid, he's not Shanahan, he's not, any of these other people, again, that's fine. I'll be okay with that. But you can't deny that Sean Payton understands offense, that he doesn't understand maximizing the talent of, especially of a quarterback. And people want to say, well, you only won one Super Bowl and this, that. And it's just I'm really kind of getting tired of those kind of statements at this point, right? It just once upon a time, winning 1 or 2 Super Bowls was considered just as good as it gets. And now, because of Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, it's like, unless you win 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Super Bowls, it's like you're just garbage. You're not good. You're a waste. You're clearly overrated. You ruined the potential of another quarterback, or if you are a quarterback, like, you're just clearly not good. And it's just like, I'm kind of over that. Sean Payton has had consistent high levels of excellence, and you just can't do that accidentally, and it can't be all just because of Drew Brees. That's not how this works. So I really do believe, and this has always been one of my biggest opinions that I've had with regards to Bo Nix, is it's the combination of Bo Nix and Sean Payton. And I've said that in all of my earlier preseason videos about Bo Nix, is that, like, I'm betting and buying in on the combination of not only who I think Bo Nix is individually, but who he has with Sean Payton. And I think we're going to be able to get a front row seat to all of that now, moving forward. Week 1 is always kind of weird to prepare for, because you only know your quarterback so well now. You only can look at what he has done in college, what he's done in preseason. He's never been in the NFL. We don't know what is going to confuse him, what he's going to excel at, what's going to kind of trip him up a little bit, whatever it may be, what he's kind of average at. The NFL is just different. You're seeing different things, I think Colin said this, like, different types of blitzes, like, it's just different coverage. Defenses are going to prepare for you differently. It's just going to be different, and that all gets shine. It's not even just a light on. It's just like it illuminates it, like, as bright as it possibly can be. There's nowhere to hide in the NFL. You can hide in college. You can hide in preseason. You can't hide in the NFL. There's nowhere to hide. Nowhere to hide. And that everything has been illuminated now. And that's where now these coaches who are truly great, who are truly elite, that's where they take over. That's where the magic now begins, because now they get to see everything 365 degrees, perfect HD lens. They get to see everything as vividly as possible. Now they get to operate. And now we're going to get to really see what Sean Payton has in store with Bo Nix, and what Bo Nix can do, and how can he progress? How can he continue to get better and better and better? And what can Sean Payton do to set that up? And it's already, they already have the head start, because I think Bo Nix has such important aspects of the game. And this is what Colin also highlighted, but it was kind of just more of a throwaway comment, and I think it needs to kind of be emphasized significantly more. His ability to read the defenses. We saw quarterbacks all throughout week 1 fail to read defenses. Just straight up fail. Whether it was Caleb Williams, whether it was Will Levis, who is not even a rookie, like, they just made the wrong decisions, especially like with blitzes. Like, they didn't, there wasn't enough motion to kind of figure out, are they in zone, are they in man? There was no kind of, there was no setup for seconds when they did kind of have like these easy balls, like the kind of I don't want to say get out of jail free cards, but pretty much what you're going to rely on when a defense is coming after you. They missed those, right? You missed even just those quick 3-4 yard passes to the open guy, because they were already getting anxious. They either couldn't read the defense to begin with pre-snap, or they just got flustered and things were happening too fast. Because when you do kind of have to go through your progressions quickly, but there's a difference between expediting the process and also being rushed and frantic and just kind of like all over the place. And it's part of the problem with a lot of these mobile quarterbacks, because they now don't expedite the process going through their reads, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, they just start to move out of the pocket, and now they just kind of get out of there. And it just if you can rip off a 20-yard run, it's great. But if not, it's now starting to really hinder your ability and just your comfortability of being like, okay, I need to like move around the pocket or stay in the pocket, but then I got to just go through my progressions. And that's why I think you see a lot of running quarterbacks kind of delay their progress in terms of what they can do with throwing the football. But we saw plenty of quarterbacks and experienced quarterbacks, fail to be able to read the defense properly. And I just think that with Bo Nix's already inherent ability to do that, along now, because you can read the defense as good as you want, but if you don't have either the tools to do, in terms of like the accuracy to be able to actually get through it, or the coach to set you up to give you these options, right? When we were talking about Jalen Hurts before, about why he was so bad against the blitz last season, but not the season before, the difference was Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen gave him moves to make, gave him people to throw to, had motion to kind of clarify the defense, like, right, set Jalen Hurts up. Like the one saying that they said in a previous segment was like that the blitzes were his failure to kind of manage the blitz was happening to him rather than Jalen Hurts doing it, right? It was just this was happening to him. There was nowhere for him to go, nothing for him to do. And again, that's where Sean Payton is just going to be second to no one in terms of the rookie quarterback coaches, because he is going to consistently set up Bo Nix to make the right decision. And then at the end of the day, it is, of course, up to Bo Nix to make that correct decision, to make that correct read. And I think we will see that happen more often than not. He is, of course, a rookie, so he's going to make mistakes. He's going to mess up, but we're going to see him make the more accurate decision more often than not, because at the very least, Sean Payton is going to present that to him consistently. And that's been one of my biggest things of why I said why Sean Payton and Russ just did not work together, because Sean is setting Russ up to make the appropriate decision, to make the correct throw, and Russ consistently was just not doing that. And the type of coach that Sean Payton is like, that's going to make his head explode. It's why Shanahan likes to have a robot. It's why McVay likes to have a Stafford, right? And it's why Andy Reid, even to a degree, is what makes Patrick Mahomes so special, because Patrick Mahomes can be both robot and like insane futuristic artificial intelligence, right? And it's just like a lot of these super genius, smart coaches love to have a quarterback that you can just input the information and they just export the results. It's just very 1 + 1 = 2. When you kind of can do too much and too fancy stuff, that's when things can kind of go awry. And that's what we had saw with Russ in Denver and why things just started to crumble. That's why Sean Payton wanted Bo Nix, definitely. And I just think we're going to see this kind of start to build momentum. And like I said, really the only other question mark will be is, do they have the personnel? Do they have the roster to be able to have consistent success? And I think the fact that the Seattle Seahawks are a little bit better of a team than even I originally anticipated, and it seems like a lot of people feel that way. The fact that this game was even close without obviously Bo Nix playing his best game, I think bodes really, really well. And I'm excited for the next couple of weeks to see kind of how this continues to develop. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think that Bo Nix will indeed be the best rookie quarterback out of the bunch, or do you think we're kind of jumping to conclusions just based off of week 1, or putting too much stock in Sean Payton? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.